How merrily the girls watched the procession of the fine young groom. How pure and clean he looks with tick-tack adorning his forehead. How attractive are his consorts. How happily they sprinkle vermilion around. How merrily the girls watched the procession of the fine young groom. The palanquin is of green bamboo shoots, and is carried by 4, wet cloth they have for headgear. Rama Nama they chant. How merrily the girls watched the procession of the fine young groom. They have built the pendle for the ceremony and fetched dung fuel for fire, as mongrels are already eyeing the sweets with relish. They are carrying firewood in the front, they are also carrying fire at the back. How merrily the girls watched the procession of the fine young groom. Lo, here the groom is going to his in-laws, so the mother-in-law is overjoyed. The fiery sparks beautify the pendle, and the fire decorates the marriage altar. Oh, wake up, hideous mother-in-law, the groom is at your door. How merrily the girls watched the procession of the fine young groom. Cremation's the name of the ceremony, and crematorium the village of marriage. Cheetah Mari is the bride's name, and she is daughter of Lalbai, the Red One. How merrily the girls watched the procession of the fine young groom. The groom here has decided to stay at his in-laws. His escorts have returned. Lavishly they spent on the feast and had a grand marriage, putting a rupee on earthen pots and bowls. Indeed, they have performed it well. Go and tell the groom's father to lament loudly if he wishes. How merrily the girls watched the procession of the fine young groom. The Jiva is being whisked away by the heralds of death. See how they have tortured his mortal remains. It is good if one meets Narasimha's Lord, for he alone can rescue one from the world of woes. How merrily the girls watched the procession of the fine young groom.